Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Just here with a bit of chit chat. I know it's been a while, so I thought I'd come on and have a chat. Not a lot's really been happening, but a lot's been going on. I know that probably doesn't make sense. The boys have had exams, and because of that, it means I'm in and out, because the exams only go for an hour and a half. So during the day, I'm home for maybe I've been home for maybe an hour, maybe an hour and a half at the most before I've got to go pick up, and then we come home, we're home for a short while, and then I might go drop back off and then come back, and then an hour or so later go pick back up. So yeah, it's been really, really full on. Plus I've been dealing with some other stuff, personal. I talk to you guys about personal stuff, but then as I've said before, I have personal stuff. And so yeah, I've been dealing with a lot. And my headspace hasn't been that crash hot. To tell you the truth, I've had a lot of dark days, lots of dark days. But the fog's starting to clear now and it's starting to improve. So yeah. There's not really been a lot happening in life apart from exams. So yeah, I have got I've got Menu Monday coming up shortly. It's not going to be a long one, but it will be one. The reason we didn't have one last fortnight was because I didn't end up using the menu plan that I'd created, and I thought, what's the point of sharing a menu plan that is just going to get thrown in the bin because I didn't have enough money left after I'd done everything I had to do to buy meat and stuff. So we just had whatever we could find that was here, which really was nearly a fortnight's worth of food with a little bit of a top up of some mince and sausages. So yeah, there was no point doing it. But this fortnight, my freezer is bare. My cupboard's not, but my freezer is. So we will be doing Menu Monday. I will be grocery shopping tomorrow. Hopefully tomorrow. I'll get it all done. Jarrett's got to be at school for 10, 15 minutes right in the middle of the day. So that's a bit of a pain, but yeah. What else? I will be doing a challenge, updated video for my challenge. It is going to be being extended probably by 2 weeks. Just so it fits in with paydays and stuff. Might even work out to be 3 weeks. I don't know. I'll give you the date when I do that video. I have been crafting, even though my brain has been in a dark place. I have been trying to use my craft again to keep myself out of it. I have caught up on nearly every challenge I've said I'll do. I am going to be missing one, which is Mars from Michigan, because her closing date is next Sunday, or this coming Sunday, and it's just not going to get there in time. No matter what I do, it won't get there in time, and yeah, it's been really difficult. I've had to limit what kind of crafts I'm doing and how much, because Mr. Fingy is still very sore. But when I rest it, it gets better, and then I think it's better, and I go do stuff, and he gets sore again. So yeah, it's a pain. It's painful, but it's a pain. So yeah, and I've been trying to keep up with my house keeping. Not doing a crash hot job, but not doing a bad job either. Got all my washing finished today. I've got one load of clothes left to go, but it was only half a load, so I wasn't going to put that in the washer and turn it on. So I'll probably do that load tomorrow. Only issue is, where do I hang it? All 3 of my clothes horses are full. Plus, the bookshelf's got coat hangers with shops and that hanging off of it. Oh, clothes everywhere. It looks like a Chinese laundry in here at the moment. But it's the first time in a long time I have actually got my washing up to date. And not only that, guys, hang on. I know, I probably should do an Am I the Only One as a separate video, but I might as well just put it in here. In my laundry, in between the linen cupboard and the washing machine, there's like a little alcovey corner thing where I had my washing basket. Well, this washing basket was as useless as a wet rag cleaning up spilt milk. It broke within 2 weeks of having it, and it's just sat in the corner, limp, limp, with stuff in it for 4 years, nearly 5 years. Um, and I'm talking things like backpacks that need to be washed, blankets that need to be washed, soft toys, all these things like toys that a Ruby had found in the garage that were in a bag that she ripped the bag and pulled all the toys. All these things thrown in this basket, combined with bags of stuff that, when you're trying to hide things when you've got people coming over and that, we've just shoved in that corner because you can stick a towel over it or a blanket and you can't see the washing and you can't see the mess. It just looks like this nice little neat corner. Well, I cleaned that out tonight. Yay me. And the washing basket's now gone. It is full of stuff we don't want anymore. There's a jacket in there that Corey had when, 4 years ago. And I obviously put it in there to wash. But you know how you think, oh, well, they don't wear it. I'll wash it later. I'll wash it later. I'll wash it later. 4 years later, still not washed. He's not going to wear it again. So it's in the basket going. And then there was an old cat's bed. I did try and wash that to give to Lucy. It was actually our first kitty's bed. But when I washed it, it fell apart and I ended up with fluff in my washing machine. Not happy about that. But I found stuff, like all the odd socks had gone down behind the washing machine and that. But I'm so wrapped. I feel so accomplished having done one corner. It's not really going to make that much of a difference in the overall scheme of the house, but I feel better. Because we've got an inspection Thursday week. So I'm trying to do little bits. I mean, she doesn't care as long as the house is neat and tidy and looked after and clean. Corey's been making coffee, so I really need to mop the floor. You can see where he's walked from the kitchen, out of the kitchen and around and down to his bedroom. You can see the coffee trail. So I do need to mop that back floor. But there's just so much back floor that I dread it because my back really hurts when I do that back room. My old house where we used to live, the whole house fits in that back room. Take away this front half of the house and the back half is the size of the house we were living in, which wasn't small. This one is huge. I got to get on top of all that. Plus, I really should have done some gardening this weekend because it was an absolutely gorgeous weekend, but I didn't. So whether rain, hail or shine next weekend, I will be gardening because of the inspection and because I want my clothesline restrung. And if you can't get to the clothesline, you can't restring it. It's only the plants. There's no real weeds out there. It's just the plants have overgrown. So I've got to that's what I've got to put on my shopping list, a pair of secateurs so that I can actually trim back all the plants. Because it's like a little jungle. One day I'll take you out there when the weather's better and it looks really pretty out there in summer, spring. I'll take you out there and show you the backyard. Because you see the bit where I film Ruby? That's the side of the house. You've seen my pool. That's one bit of the backyard. Well, then there's another bit of the backyard, which is fenced off through garden and stuff from the pool, which is where the clothesline, there's a shed and this little tropical garden. So it's a huge property, absolutely huge. And it takes a lot out of me. It really, really does. To do all the gardens and inside, you really have to go non-stop, 24/7. Anyway, I'm rambled about that. Oh, because I said I cleaned out my laundry. Though, when I say clean out, I cleaned out one corner of my laundry. I've still got to do the shelves, the top cupboard, the linen cupboard. And I don't know if I've got anything under the trough or not. So I've got to do all that. I'm trying to slowly get through everything. Because we will have hard rubbish. In Australia, I don't know about other states, but in Victoria, Melbourne, we have what they call hard rubbish collection. Where you can put out all the stuff you'd probably normally take to the tip, but you can't put out gardening stuff, old paint cans, car tyres, car parts, Not that I've got any of that. Mainly the things that I have to not put out are gardening and recyclable. Any cardboards and that they won't take. So I'm trying to go through each room and find the stuff that I want to get rid of that can go out in this hard waste, hard rubbish, whatever. So yeah. There was also another purpose for coming on tonight. I want to just also say that if ever you don't see a video from me for a while or whatever, I might be going through one of my dark times. I just want to let you know, for me, how I deal with when I'm really bad, when my depression is really, really bad, or as in the last few weeks, my depression hasn't been bad, but I haven't been crash hot. My mindset, my headspace, because I haven't been really down, but I've just been struggling to cope. Just doing the best I can to cope with what's been thrown at me. And I find at times, it's probably not the depression, it's the when I'm trying to cope. I pull away. What I call hibernate. I don't make phone calls. I don't take phone calls. I don't send messages. I don't respond to messages. I'll read them, but I don't respond to them. I don't really get on social media, like Facebook. I really just withdraw into myself, into my house, into my world, and what I have to do, and work through, process everything in my mind. I am a very deep thinker. I mull everything over in my mind. I analyze, I critique, all of those things until I come up with a solution. And you'll know when I've come up with a solution or I've got through the problem and I've made it through the other side, because I'll be back. And what makes me want to say this is, okay, if you know me and if you're a good friend and have known me for a while, you'll know that that's what I do. But there's a couple of people who may not know this. And I spoke to someone yesterday and tried to explain what I meant and why there's been no phone calls, texts, why it's been really limited texting and no phone calls and stuff. It has nothing to do with them. It has nothing to do with anybody but me and my headspace and the way I cope. Yes, I do have a mental illness. Depression is a mental illness, and we all have our own ways of coping. And mine is to withdraw. When I need to deal with a specific issue or I've got things going on and that, I withdraw. And that is how I cope. That is how I deal with it. That is how I get through. Now, I bring this up because I explained this to this person yesterday, and then I saw something on social media today, and I thought, did they hear me? Did they hear what I said? Or did they assume that that was an excuse that I was using for my lack of contact? And it stung. It really did sting. Because I'm always there for everybody, and if you need me, I will be there. Even in these dark periods. But there are times where I need to put me first. And I am trying to find different strategies for how I cope with what I've been through and stuff this past few weeks. But my coping mechanism at the moment is to withdraw and to deal with it in my head. To sort through it in my own head. And yeah. I also, when I'm in that space, I don't contact people in that because I'm 42, and I would say for at least the last 22 years, yeah, probably 22 years, I don't ask for help. I deal with things on my own. That is me. That is me. The problem sits there, or if I've got a problem or issues or whatever, I don't want to land my problems, my issues, my thoughts, my worries, whatever it is, on someone else. I know I allow people to do that to me, to land their problems and I help them. But I help myself. That's how I am. There's a lot of things that people say, just talk to me, just talk to me. I can't. I can't. I guess it's the way I think, feel, whatever. I process things in my own head and unfocused, focused. And I try and sort them myself. So yeah, if I go quiet, or you send me a message on Facebook or text or whatever, and I only answer one word, you're lucky when I'm going through one of those points in my life, because I see it, I read it, I hear the phone ring, and I think I'll deal with that later. It's not intentional, but also the way my brain works is I'm always 20 steps ahead in my thoughts. And they think my brain goes really fast. I know, it probably sounds a bit confusing. But to me, talking on the phone or anything like that, it's like, I've got to go, because my brain is thinking and trying to process what's going on. And yeah, I hope you understand what I'm trying to say. For everybody, it's different, but I will do what I call my hibernation. And then I'll come out of it. When my ex first left, I went into hibernation mode. Oh, would have been a good 3 or 4 months. I went into hibernation mode because I personally had to process it. I had to process it in my own head before I could talk about it, before I could bring other people in, before I could understand how I was feeling and thinking and all that sort of stuff. And that's just me. So, yeah, but it stung today when I read that. I don't know if they didn't expect me to read what I did. I don't know. Really don't know. But it did. It stung. Because that is not me. I don't do that. I do not pull away from people just because things are going on in their lives. I pull away when it's things going on in my life and I'm in hibernation mode. But I always pop my head back out when I've sorted it out in my own head. So yeah, that it did. It stung. So I just wanted to put that out there. Like, I've really, for a while now, and Jared actually pointed it out to me, there's probably things that I want to talk about, want to say, but I think, do people really want to hear it? So I don't. And I nearly didn't say anything about this and my hibernation and all that, because really, who wants to hear about it? But leaving it in my head actually creates bigger problems for me. It really does. It creates bigger problems for me, and from now on, as Jared said, this is my channel. I can say what I want, do what I want, be who I want. I am me. You've known that from the beginning. This is me, as I've said in past videos. The only difference between this me that you see and the me in real life is my language, depending on the situation. The swearing might be a little bit more in real life, depending, again, on the situation. I know when to speak properly, when not to speak properly, or when I can be lapse. But, you know, you're taught that growing up, aren't you? You're appropriate for your audience. So, yeah. Okay, done and dusted. That's done. I have been studying. I have been studying my little bottom off. I am nearly caught up. There's a lot of reading to do. Lot of reading. And it's very little writing. See, very little writing. And I need to read 3 more chapters to be caught up, just to the end of week 2. Then I start week 3, which is this week. So, yeah. I got behind because my book was late arriving. It took so long to get here. It was coming from Queensland to Victoria, and it took like 10 days. And it's like ridiculous. So now I've got to catch up. But I've learned, if you're tired and you can't sleep, read about forensic psychology or watch the lectures online. Soon put you to sleep. Hopefully it gets a bit more exciting. It's rather boring at the moment. But the first few weeks, if anything, I guess are. So yeah, I'm catching up on my study. As I said, I've got a lot of entries finished. I think I've got 2 more to go. 2 or 3 like cards, and that's it to go, and I can post out stuff. Worked on my challenge prizes. I'm working on both of the albums at once, the fabric and the paper. As it stands at the moment, there will only be 1 prize. There's only 3 people entered, but as I think I've already said it earlier in this video, I am going to extend that. So yeah. Anyway, guys, I'm going to get going because I'm going to do the challenge update video and the Menu Monday video. Hopefully, I'll be back soon after those videos. Like, I'm going to do those 2. But then hopefully it won't be long after that, and I'll be back. Hopefully, I've got this moody business sorted out with myself. And we are about to click over to my new month of Wi-Fi data. So that helps as well. Anyway, guys, I'm going to say those words, and I'll be back shortly with those 2 videos I just mentioned. And for now, I'm going to say I hope you're healthy, happy, and having fun, and I'll catch you soon. Bye for now.